Hey, this is Sam with the Nashville Home Guys, and boy, have we found ourselves in a changing housing market. And each month, I've been trying to keep everybody updated on what that means with interest rates rising, and we've all seen price drops and houses kind of linger longer. And so, we're going to dive into some of the market data for Davidson and Williamson County. And then also, we'll touch on a little bit of what that means for you as a buyer. Really the biggest contributing factor to the change are the interest rates. We started this year in the low to mid threes. Now we're hovering around 7%. And so that's going to have a drastic effect on prices, how long homes stay on the market, what the inventory looks like, because people that used to be able to afford a certain amount in terms of a monthly payment are now knocked down to a different price level for the most part. So let's take a look at what this has meant, at least through September. So the first thing I wanted to look at was the average sales price of closed homes. This is the most important thing I think to look at when you're considering A, making an offer on a house, and B, when you're pricing your house, because now you really can't even go off of comps that are older than a month old because the market has just changed so much. Pricing's changed that those are no longer a comp. So if we look back in, July, this top line is Williamson County. That was kind of the peak for Williamson County when it came to the average price of closed homes. In Davidson, which is this bottom line, it was back here in June. And so ever since then, we've really started to see a decline in Davidson County year or month over month since June. It's been a steady decline until September. The average closed price of a home was $596,471. That's still up nearly 8% over September of last year, but it's down close to 15% from June. In Williamson County, it's a little bit of a different story. We did see a decrease in the average price of closed home in August, which typically August is a lighter month. That's when people are, finishing their move. They're going back to school. They're kind of settling down. And then we saw a uptick in September, almost to where the July number was as well. So Williamson County is still up 25% over September of last year. And wanted to also just say this is all price ranges, single family homes, all bedroom, all bathroom count, and all years built. So this really is a broad brushstroke of both of these markets. And it does vary a little bit neighborhood to neighborhood, but this will give us a good picture of just what's happening overall. So if we look at new listings, inventory is still going to be something that we're going to continue to talk about for quite some time. This is the amount of new listings that hit the market in a given month. And so both of these markets saw the highest increase of new listings in June. And since then, they've slowly tapered off. So in September, we saw 1,137 listings in Davidson County that were brand new. And then in Williamson County, we saw 623 new listings. That's up 10% over last year in Williamson County, which is it's a good sign. That means there's more stuff hitting the market. In Davidson County, that's actually still a decrease of nearly 13% over last year. Now we're going to look at the amount of homes for sale at the end of a given month. And so, September, we closed out the month with 2,564 homes for sale. That's down nearly 20% over September of 2021. In Williamson County, we saw 1,308 homes for sale at the end of September. That's down nearly 16% over September of last year. And so we still are seeing a lower inventory number. We are starting to build a little bit, but as you can see, since July, this number or this has kind of flattened and steadied. So in fact, it's a slight decrease. Pending sales, so the amount of homes that were under contract, pretty big decrease as well. So if you're looking in September, we saw a 37% decrease in Davidson County over September of last year and a 27.4% decrease in the amount of homes that went pending over September of last year. Williamson County, this has, kind of been consistent here. Davidson County, we saw an uptick in August, but it's been overall really kind of a decline since that June number as well, or that June month as well. Same is going to be said for closed sales. So, the past 2 months have been relatively flat, slightly more closed sales happening in Williamson County and a slight decrease in Davidson. But over last year, a big decrease. So almost 23% decrease in the amount of closed homes over September of 2021, and in Williamson County, a 12% decrease. So again, seeing less just market activity and less homes close out and go under contract. Here's where we've seen a very significant change. And if you're searching for homes on RealTracs or whatever app that you use, I know you've seen this as well. We've really been averaging quite a few days on market, 10 and 9 respectively, depending on the county. They kind of overlap. Really, I think you guys probably saw where a house would list on Friday and then, go through the weekend and have 10 plus contracts on a Monday. We're really not seeing that anymore. So, since interest rates have risen considerably, we've seen this just huge increase in days on market, to where at the end of September, Williamson County had an average days on market of 20, and then Davidson County average days on market of 16. And I think once the October numbers show, we're actually going to see an even steeper increase in that as well. Month supply is another key indicator of inventory. Typically, we see a balanced market at 6 months supply of inventory, 5 or 6. Anything under that is still considered a seller's market. Anything above that is a buyer's market. We have not seen this much inventory. So 2.9 months supply of inventory in Williamson County and 2.6 months supply in Davidson County. We haven't seen these numbers, and we'll go back here. Since October of 2021, we've really been operating under 2 since the beginning of this year. So with this increase in interest and the less buyer activity, we are starting to get a buildup of inventory, which is good. We need it. And hopefully this actually goes up just a little bit more. And so that's what the market looks like right now. I think, these are some key indicators to look at, how the housing market has reacted to what's going on with the federal funds rate increasing and just some of the market uncertainty that we're seeing overall. What does this mean as a buyer? Well, it's a lot different for sure, but I still think it's a good time to jump into the market if you can and if you're comfortable. And here's why. One, you have more power than we've seen in a long time. So we're seeing full inspections. We're seeing sellers pay for rate buy downs and closing costs. You have more options to choose from. So it still is a great time to jump in the market. The second reason being interest rates will go down. And so your high interest rate is going to just be a short-term thing. So if you can afford the payment now, if you can afford to get into the market, know that, probably by the end of next year, middle to end of next year, rates are projected to have a significant decrease, and you will be able to refinance into a lower payment. So you can go ahead, get into the house that you want to move into, have more options, and then refinance on the back end so that you can lower your rate. Because as soon as the rate lowers, a lot more buyers are going to enter into the market, and we still do not have the buildup of inventory that we need to satisfy all of the demand. So I still think if you're able and you can, now's a good time to go ahead and jump in the market. Would love to chat with you guys more about this. If you have any questions, please reach out to the Nashville Home Guys and we will get you moving. Thanks.